Namaste everyone. We'll start the session with a small prayer. Gently close your eyes. Keep your head, neck, back erect. Relax and collapse your shoulders. Pay complete attention to your entire body. Make it more comfortable and relaxed. Slowly shift your focus to the breath and feel the breath. Observe the flow of air inside and completely out. Stay in the state of repose and listen to the mantra. Parasharya vachaha sarojamamalam Gitarthagandhotkatam Nanakyanaka Kesaram Harikatha Sambodhana Bodhitam Loke Sajjana Shatpadairaharaha Pepiyamanam Muda Vyat Bharata Pankajam Kalimala Pradvamsi Nashreyase. Simple palming. Gently with a few blinks, you shall open your eyes. Am I audible? Yeah. So moving ahead, we are seeing the mantras, seeing the shlokas 1.45 and 1.46 together. Aho bhatamahat papam. Aho bhatamahat papam. Kartum vyavasitavayam. Kartum vyavasitavayam. Yadrajya sukhalobhena. Yadrajya sukhalobhena. Hantum swajanamudyataha. Hantum swajanamudyataha. Yadi mam apratikaram. Yadi mam apratikaram. Ashastram shastrapanayaha. Ashastram shastrapanayaha. Dhartharashtrarane hanyuhu. Dhartharashtrarane hanyuhu. Tanme kshemataram bhavet. Tanme kshemataram bhavet. So as you all know, Arjuna is in the state of weakness, and he is slowly collapsing. He is trying to give justification. That's what we've seen a week ago. All sorts of justifications. what a mind can prattle, what a mind observes to be true. All of these things that he had already done with, now he is completely collapsing. He is seeing nothing but his own weakness here. He's saying, Aho bata mahat papam, you are making me to commit a sin which is of highest cadre. Krishna, why are you making me do this? Why are you making us do this? You are supposed to be the most enlightened, my guru, my philosopher, my friend, my guide. And you are engaging us in such a war, in killing people, in taking lives of people. And at what cost? Yad rajya sukha lobhena. Do you think I am greedy? Do you think that I want luxuries of kingdom? I want to enjoy myself as a monarch. For that, I'm going to do this. I'm going to commit this murders together. I don't think so. It's a good idea. That's the first shloka. The second shloka, he's saying, I am now abandoning all my shastra, abandoning all my weapons. Just by standing here, let them all kill me with all the arrows, with all the knives and whatever weapons that they use in a battle. Let them kill me, and I am ready for that. I am ready for taking my life own away rather than taking others' lives, taking my relatives' lives by my own hands. That's what he is concluding with. Dhartarashtra Ranihantu, he still has this hatred, he still has this anger. He's saying, even when the sons of Dhritarashtra is ready to kill me, I don't worry. So he is blinded. Definitely he is Arjuna is in the mood of fix, because there is conflict. See, one is ready to take his own life. He is completely suicidal in tendencies at this point. But at the same time, he has his anger over his brothers. So he is definitely in conflict. He does not know how to arrive at a decision. He is not in a position to understand what would be the right decision or how to give judgment to his activity, his thought. He is bewildered. He's waiting again. Krishna is completely silent. He is not saying anything. He is not giving his judgment. He is not giving his remark. Sometimes it so happens, I was counseling yesterday a young woman who happens to be my own student. She did diploma of yoga, and she's a great, I work in a national institution of physical education nature. So she is of physical education background. She's a judo player, very, very strong. Judo players are always strong by heart, by might, by their body. But for the past 2.5 years, she is having depression and she is taking medication. So she is not in a position to understand what is right. So I was counseling her. I really pity not the people who are depressed, because they know that they are not able to take a decision, because they know their state is not right. And that's exactly where Arjuna is. I pity on those people who are handling these people. So husband calls me 2 hours later. Did my wife come to you? Was she there for an hour or so? Now I understand where the depression came from. I said, yes. She was with me. Don't worry. I am her teacher. I have been her teacher for quite a number of months. So I know her. Don't worry. I have counseled her better. Let's see. She will also practice yoga. The thing is, he is saying me to counsel her to behave properly. The thing is, he is asking me to counsel her, to give advice that she has to speak properly, think properly, have good habits. I said, counseling is not that. Those pieces of advice that people give now and then, whomever visits home, whomever comes to know about you, you should be like this, you should be like that. It is not counseling. It is not at all counseling. It is headache. I made him understand, look, if she is in the capability of understanding what her word was, whether it was right or wrong, whether her behavior was well-mannered or not, there wouldn't be any problem at all. But she is not in a state. Hence, the only thing who deals with such people is to show compassion for such people. The only thing that they can do. Arjuna is compassionate. Arjuna is in the mood of depression. Krishna is compassionate. Hence, he is not talking in between. He is not giving his decision or his word of advice right at that point when he started blabbering. He is very patiently observing. Why is he patiently observing? He is waiting for that moment of surrender. Now, coming back to the question of Yona is in the same, is in the right time inside the room. What is surrender? Surrender, according to us, is a sign of weakness. People think if I'm going to surrender upon someone, I'm going to lose my identification. I'm going to lose my identity. I'm going to lose everything. I'm just nothing but a doll or a puppet under his or her hand. Right? That's what surrender means. But it is not like that. It is definitely not like that. Surrender is a dynamic process, my dear. And you don't surrender to people around. You surrender to Almighty. Why Almighty? Because he has nothing to gain from you. There is nothing that he loses if he loses you too. So such would be the person, is the best person whom you can entrust your confident. He becomes your confidante, and then you surrender unto him. Okay, why at all surrender? Does he need that ego strengthening process, that there are so many devotees, so many followers, just like our Instagram followers? We have so many followers. We are so pepped up. We are someone good, great. Does God also have the same thing? As I mentioned, God is a person who is not losing anything if he loses you, who is not gaining anything if he gains your confidence. He is omnipotent, omnipresent, all kind, all compassionate, and at the same time impartial. Right? So, if you don't believe in God, well and good. Nothing wrong in it. But you definitely believe in divine energy. You definitely believe in something supreme. Yes, we believe in something supreme. So, you surrender unto that supreme head. What is the cost? Why should I? Why should I? Why should I surrender? When I will say that you will gain so many benefits of surrender, then you will understand why should you surrender. For first and foremost thing is you become less anxious. You are stress-free. Your burdens from the shoulders are completely away, completely delineated if you surrender. Why? How? You live a single life, for example. It is a difficult life. You also experience old age, disease, and then you live in a single life. And then someone supremely intelligent, bright, healthy comes to your house and then asks for some space. Okay. And then out of good wish and compassion, you give him small space and then he stays there. Slowly, with this all anguish that you had gotten with your disease, old age, and then inability to do things, he comes and then he becomes so nice. He does things for you. He starts to eat with you. He starts to bring flowers for you. Suddenly, what happens? That you gain confidence in that person. Oh my God. If something happens, the first and foremost person whom I could reach is this one, right? This happens. We try to entrust our confidence in mortal beings. Hence, hence, the problem of, okay, that person always remaining in the universe is a question. When you entrust the same confidence, who is all bright, super young, damn beautiful, all prowess in him, all compassion in him, and at the same time you entrust that confidence in that Almighty, you are less anxious, you are more confident, you're more strong. Come what may, the difficulties, I have the strength embedded by him in me, and I can cross this ocean. It's as simple as that. Surrender makes you more powerful, more strong, not a weak process, but a dynamic process. Hence, Krishna is waiting for that moment where, even after his collapsing, does this thing arise in his mind that he has to surrender. So he is waiting for that moment. Last class, we understood spirituality, the sense of spirituality shall seed, shall grow only when there is bottom line misery, that what is that in this life that I can make me more happy with, only with that question. That will happen only when you understand all those things that I've been doing in this life, doing for people, doing for profession, is not making me happy. There's something else. So when you are really asking for that X factor, what is that X factor? Then the root of spirituality sees it. What is the real essence of spirituality? I'm coming to that. Before that, we'll finish the 1.47. Probably the last shloka of the first chapter. We are somehow finishing it. 1.47. Sanjaya Uvacha. Sanjaya Uvacha. Eva Muktvarjuna Sankhye. Eva Muktvarjuna Sankhye. Rathopasthau Upavishat. Rathopasthau Upavishat. Visrujya Sasharam Chapam. Visrujya Sasharam Chapam. Shokasam Vignamanasaha. Shokasam Vignamanasaha. Now, there is no direct verse of Arjuna saying that I surrender unto you, but that surrender is shown in his action. This particular fearless warrior, for a warrior, basically an Indian warrior, an Indian king, in those times never ever lose the grip of their weapon. You see Rama, he is always with a bow. You see Hanuman, he is always with the gada. You see Kartikeya, he is always with the sphincter, the spear. Every warrior, every gallant warrior has this habit of not losing their weapon. Not losing the weapon. Why is it so? Because their ego lies there. I am powerful. My weapon is more important. In fact, they do daily rituals, pujas to the weapon, So what happened? Sanjaya is here mentioning And Arjuna, after speaking all these things, he loses the grip of the bow and arrow. Visrujya sasharam chapam. This is quite an unusual thing. It is a small thing for us, but it is completely unusual for Arjuna. Not because he is not capable of, but because he is saying, my ego is surrendered. I have vanquished my ego. Now you are the one who is going to protect me. Now you are the one who is going to guide me, guard me, what I got to do. So that's why exactly Sanjaya, the minister who has this beautiful vision, who is reiterating this incidents to the king Dhritarashtra, is mentioning this, is recording this event very, very importantly. Look, by saying this, Arjuna had lost the grip of his bow and arrow. He had put that down. Putting that down means surrendering. It so happens in a war also, if the king puts his weapon down, it is also there in English literature, you put your weapon down, which means you surrender your ego. So he is surrendering his ego. Visirujya sasharam shapam and shoka samvigna manasaha. His anguish is so intense, his pain in the heart is so intense that he collapsed and couldn't speak anymore further. Om Tatsaditi Shrimad Bhagawad Gita Su Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Arjuna Vishada Yogo Nama Pratamo Dhyayaha Harihi Om Tatsat. Patanjali speaks of 5 modifications of mind, 5 states of mind. A human mind has 5 states, he says. Pramana, Viparyaya, Vikalpa, Nidra, Smritayaha. The first state of mind is information. Mind always wants information. Why are we here in Bhagavad Gita study circle? We have this habit of gaining information after information. That's how mind gets appreciated. Mind understands, yes, now I'm matured. That's the first state. Viparyaya. Viparyaya is wrong thinking. Although it is informative, it is not necessary that it would be thinking in the right direction. It can have wrong thinking also. So the second state is wrong thinking. Vikalpa. Vikalpa, as everyone knows, and all the time that we do is daydreaming. Imagination, fancying, oh my God, perhaps I would have got this than that. All those things. That's the third state. Nidra, fourth is the sleep. Smriti, fifth is the memory that we retrieve from the past events. Or many things, not only past events. Smriti here means chitta. As chitta is lodged with the memories of previous lives, you will also get that fragrance of previous lives in your state of mind. Perhaps if someone starts to speak heavily, harshly, then we understand, okay, in the previous life, he might be a dog. So it is that. So we also have this fragrance of previous lives, and that we get from Smriti, Chitta. Nothing in this mind erases, dear. Nowhere there is deletion. Every single thing of every day, of every life that you go through gets stored in your mind. Patanjali says, these 5 states of mind is the cause of the misery. What do you mean? I shouldn't be informed. I shouldn't be having the power of imagining things. I shouldn't be sleeping. What are you saying? Patanjali says the 5 states of mind should not dominate you. Yogaha chitta vritti nirodha. The vrittis, he called them as vrittis. Okay. So it is again a Sanskrit terminology. You just take it as 5 states of mind, modifications of mind. All these 5 states of mind should not be dominating you. What is happening when we are angry? When we are angry, the viparyaya is dominating. We are we are in the state of mind overpowering our intellect with the wrong thinking that we have got. No, no, no. I was right. He was wrong. Hence I am angry. This is how the mind prattles. This is how the mind misguides. For example, when Arjuna is in the mood of depression, what is that is gaining power? What is that which is gaining dominance over? That is Nidra, the lethargy, the sleepy. He is trying to evade his duties to protect the society. He is ready to evade the duties in for the sake of his own near and dear one's lives. See? So this is lethargy. This is wantedly not doing what is to be right, what is said to be right. So when there is too much domination of these 5 states of mind, your intellect gets baffled, your mind gets blinded, you think whatever you do is right, and you are in the state of non-yoga, my dear. Patanjali says, when all these 5 states of mind is being mastered, nothing is sitting upon your head, nothing is dominating, then that is the state of yoga. How do I identify state of yoga? While doing Natarajasana, while doing Vrikshasana. That is also a way. But many a time it so happens, even in Natarajasana, even after the practice of Vrikshasana, we are not in this state. We are dominated by these 5 states. How to do it? As I've been mentioning in the previous class, Hriddeshe Arjuna Tishtati. Krishna says it is there in your heart. The right guidance is in your heart. The right righteousness, sense of righteousness is existing in your heart. What is this heart? It is not emotional heart. It is not biological heart. It is the crux, the core, the center. It is your swabhava. What is swabhava? Your real nature. We think I am emotional. That's my nature. We think I am a bit, short-tempered. That is my nature. I am talkative. That is my nature. No, no. These are all the states of mind when it gets dominated, when it dominates you. But the real state, the real nature is yourself. Swabhava. Understand yourself, give prominence to yourself, give time to yourself. People think it very, very oppositely. They think, I've seen people hugging a cushion. I love you. I so love you. Because people think that giving prominence to self means this. Giving prominence to our body, giving prominence to our priorities. My God, you're becoming more and more egoistic. It's just the opposite direction. What is self-culture? What is self-prominence? Self-culture and self-prominence is bringing out this Swadharma, bringing out this original nature of being righteous, being compassionate, being itself. Sense of existence itself is a self. Bhagavan Ramana used to say, you continue to ask questions, who am I? Who am I? Don't answer that question. You continue to ask this question. How many times? While you walk, while you dream, while you sleep, while you eat. Continue ask this. And then slowly, this question itself will act as the needle. And then slowly that needle will pierce, and there is the source of jnana. There is the source of knowledge that flows out like a river, he says. So it is piercing your core self. And from there only there is real guidance. Arjuna, by being in the state of complete surrender, now I know nothing, you are the one who is going to answer. You are the one who is going to understand. You are the one who is going to play. You are the one who is going to wage war for me, because I have thrown my weapon down. When this happens, there is flow of knowledge. And from the second chapter, we see. Before going into the second chapter, I'm not going to take the second chapter now. The next Sunday, definitely. Before understanding what is this, from the second chapter, the entire message of Bhagavad Gita flows. The entire jnana flows. The crux of Vedanta flows. Because from the second chapter, it is only Krishna speaking. Arjuna, by the way, stop it. Say again, what are you saying? He just does this, nothing else. He asks wherever he doesn't understand things, that's it. But there is complete Ganga of jnana flowing, Ganga of knowledge flowing. So before getting the dip or just a sip of that Ganga, we should understand the question that Neha had already posed. What is that the jnana is? What is this knowledge? Is it knowledge about solar system? Is it knowledge about how to handle my own self? Is it stress management? Is it anxiety management? Is it what else Bhagavad Gita is used for therapy? Huh? The whole of Bhagavad Gita is just saying one thing. Realize your real nature. And for that, Krishna is giving paths. Realizing the real nature is spirituality. So now the question of Neha comes, what is spirituality? I've seen people saying that I am spiritual but not religious. This has become a trend or a fashion, that I am not religious because religion is something very, very bad and weird. And it is completely opposite to spirituality. All such things. So for that, I'll answer that question in one line and then further elucidate what I have to say about it. Religion can be a part of spirituality. Definitely, yes. It is not completely opposite. But it is a pitiable condition that many religions have gone further away from the religious tenets, from what it has to accomplish to what it had accomplished. It had gone miles away from that. So, at this point of time, talking about religion is not the subject matter, but we will understand what spirituality is. Spirituality is not listening to Bhagavad Gita. Spirituality is not attending yoga sessions. Spirituality is not wearing japamalas or saffron robe or some Sanskrit implicated robe that you can wear over as a stole. It's not attending yoga retreats. It's not going to Himalayas. It's not going to Bali or having some massage, aromatic massages. It's not spirituality. Real sense of spirituality is realizing that you are complete. Complete is the word, my dears. Complete. When you feel that sense of completeness in you, then you are spiritual. Now tell me, who is spiritual? I can't even raise my hand. None is spiritual. Nobody is seeing that as an outcome by practicing religious practices. Nobody is even thinking about it while doing yoga. Am I sensing that sense of completeness? Nobody is targeting upon the sense of completeness while listening to Bhagavad Gita. Everybody wants, I want life hacks. I want to have one-to-one life coaching advice from Bhagavad Gita. Life coach has become a business. We were talking about it. So when we have this mean outcome targets in our head, we will never feel complete, because all the time we are feeling incomplete. I am incomplete in that manner. I'm incomplete in this manner. I have to achieve this. I have to achieve that. This can take you miles away from the word spirituality. How to go near? That's what Krishna is going to talk about. First of all, understand you are that speck of divine strength. You are worried about small faults, and they are ought to be. Which world is perfect? Whose world is perfect? Bill Gates? You go and look into his family. Nothing is perfect. Your body is not perfect. Your family cannot be perfect. Your car cannot be perfect. Hence, among imperfections in this universe, what is that which is most perfect? What is that which is most complete? Which sense is that which provides you that sense of absolutism? What else I can add? I don't know how to put the words. So I'm trying to again make hacks over the words. So that which provides that sense of absolutism, peace, is spirituality. How to gain through? We will see one by one. One question answer. It is open for, the room is open for